On Sunday we started our new teaching series, Alternative Facts. It's based on a phrase that we used by the Trump press team a few years ago, and the idea being that alternative facts are telling a different story. You may view a situation and an occasion like this, but we view it like that. You are offering alternative facts. And actually in life we all sign up to, we believe in alternative facts, a different story about who we are and the world that we live in. And for us who are maybe people of faith, it's about the sort of God that we believe in. There's an occasion right in the beginning of the Bible, in the first book of the Bible, Genesis, where we hear how God created the universe and the world that we live in. And when you get a couple of chapters in, we're introduced to a serpent who is called the most crafty of all the creatures created. And he goes to the first humans, Adam and Eve, and offers them an alternative facts. So he goes to them and says to Eve, surely God hasn't said you can't eat of any tree in the garden. And Eve corrects him, because actually God had told them they could eat of any tree in the Garden of Eden apart from one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And he said, if you're going to eat of this tree you will die. And the serpent says, look, you're not going to die. God just wants to keep all the power to himself. He wants to keep you little. You don't need to stay like that. Eat of this tree and you will be like God yourself. He offers alternative facts, a different story where God is power hungry, God is a tyrant, God is a liar. God wants to keep humanity small and ignorant. The thing is, Eve believes the serpent, eats the fruit, passes it on to Adam, who also has a try himself. And what we see in Genesis is this downward spiral in the first half of humanity deciding that they are gods. They decide to take control of their own lives, of their own destiny. And we see humanity become progressively more evil, more separated from their Creator, further away from who God intended them to be. And as you read through the Bible in its entirety, you see this spiral again and again and again, despite maybe a few pinpricks of light in the biblical narrative of people who actually had the heart of God, like King David, who actually listened to God, who did what God had asked of them. Actually, in the vast majority of cases, humanity rejected God. They believed a different story. They signed up to alternative facts, and they became the king of their lives. I heard it said recently that the difference between a convert to Jesus Christ and someone who's a disciple of Jesus Christ is that a disciple has made Jesus king, that Jesus is Lord of their life, that they make their decisions, they choose a direction in their life not on their own wants or desires, but on what God, what Jesus wants for their life, the place where they are being guided to by God. And that's a real challenge, isn't it? Who is king of your life? Who's in charge? Who makes the decisions? Do you do what you want to do? Do you do what makes you feel right? Do you do those things that are based on the story that you have signed up to? How do you choose what you spend your money on, the job that you take, the places that you live? Is it based on you, or is it based on God's calling on your life? Do you even seek to understand and to know what God's calling is on your life? You see, in that biblical story of humanity, there's one man that didn't sign up to the alternative story offered by the devil, by Satan, by the serpents, and that man was Jesus. And you can read in the gospel stories of just before he starts his earthly ministry, he goes out into the wilderness, and it says that he is tempted, he is tested by the devil. He's sold a different story. He's offered power and authority. He's offered the chance to be his own king. And Jesus says no. And Jesus offers us that same opportunity, that same choice to say no to Satan, to say no to the lies spoken about God and spoken about us, to say no to being king of our own lives, in the words of Frank Sinatra, to do it my way, and instead find out the joy and the fullness of living a life under God's kingship, God's rule, rather than our own. See, what choice have you made, and what choice will you make?